Hello, everybody. This is Bennyhillz back with another vintage cube draft, and this pack is pretty bad, unfortunately. Well, it's not terrible, but there's no power and there's no good blue cards, so that sort of narrows out to the main places you can look to start. It's sort of weird to have only one Thassa's Oracle here. You could just take the Tendrils, but I don't think that's the best plan. I think we're gonna go with either GT or Smuggler's Copter, and that's very, very close. They fill similar roles in that they're both colorless 2 drops that are very, very good in most aggressive decks and that leave you open. So, which one's better? Hard to say. I think GT when GT is good, it's better than Copter is ever, but Copter is consistently going to be pretty good. I think I'm going to take the GT though. Yeah, we'll go with the Umezawa's GT here. All right, we can follow that up with, I think in a similar vein, we'll just take a Figure of Destiny here. I have no idea if I want to be mono red or mono white right now, but GT is best in either mono red or mono white, and there's nothing really pulling me in any other direction. I mean, High Tide's a great card, but I'm not going to slam its second pick after a GT first pick, so we'll take the Figure here and see which aggressive color seems to be the most open. Okay, well, there's exactly one of each with Eidolon and Giver of Runes here. Of course, we're not committed to either one of those, but I think it's worth it to move in this direction. There's, again, nothing else really powerful enough to make a switch. Like, Thief of Sanity is good, but it's not going to, like, make me completely rethink my whole draft. My whole 2-pick draft. Eidolon is definitely better than Giver of Runes, but I tend to think mono white is better than mono red, and 1-drops are really important. I think I'm still taking the Eidolon here, though. Yeah, I'll go with the Eidolon. It's so good in so many matchups. Well, now the best card for an aggressive deck is Skyclave Apparition, so I think I'm going to go with that. It makes me sort of regret the not picking the Giver of Runes. That's also pretty late to Fairy, but I'm still just going to go with the Skyclave here, I think. Ooh, well, similar issue. Torch of Plowshares, Monastery, Swiftspear. Like, we really need to pick a lane eventually, but I think I'm going to delay that decision for a bit still. And we'll go with the Swords here. This card is very, very good. Okay, well, all right. We're going to go with white here at this point. Like, there's some really good red cards too, and I mean, there's always Inspiring Vantage as well, but Thraben Inspector and Adonto Vanguard being in the pack this late is a good sign. In terms of which one to take, it's very, very close. I think I'm going to go with the cheaper card, though. Yeah, I'm going to take the Thraben Inspector here. I really, really hope the Adonto Vanguard wheels, and it could. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 2 cards are coming back. Yeah, it's definitely possible, but we'll take the Inspector. Okay, now we can take a Legion's Landing. That's nice. Lodestone Golem, Relic of Progenitus, and Armageddon are all playable as well, but Legion's Landing is actively great. That is a late plateau, but I think I'm just taking Flicker Wisp here. It's not like if this was even a splashable red card, that's one thing, but a double red card, we don't really have anything pulling us towards red, and this card is just very good. It's great with Skyclave Apparition, it's great with Legion's Landing, it's great with Thraben Inspector, and then you can also use it to mess with opposing tokens or Everflowing Chalice or things like that. Okay, yeah, I mean, looks like red is open, but white is open too, and if you can be monocolored, I think you should be in any sort of linear deck like this, so I'll go with the Selfless Spirit. All right, pretty easy Brimaz here. I think both of these 2 red cards are good, but the ship has probably sailed on this, especially having passed the red-white dual land. Ooh, okay, yeah. We made the right pick. We wasted this Eidolon pick, but we did not get punished because the competitor did come around. So, Giver of Runes, get in here. Now we get the Oblivion Ring, which I think is better than Wear Tear. Elishnorn? I think I'd rather just take the Maze of Ith. This is going to be good in some matchups, like in the Mono White Mirror. Oh, wow. Well, definitely taking a Adonto Vanguard. That was an amazing wheel. And even a last pick that we actually want to play. So this is looking great. White is very open. We don't have any power, but... And we're also missing, like, the best cards. like Thalia and Stoneforge, but still a very good start. Wow, this pack is very strong. Cradle, Flooded Strand, Baleful Strix, Oko, Goblin Guide. But also great for us. We can take Kithian and Gideon. I want them both pretty evenly, although if I had to pick one, it would definitely be Kithian. Which one is more likely to wheel? I think they're both extremely likely to wheel. But I guess Gideon could be good in like a mid-range deck, whereas Kithian is really only good in a very low to the ground aggro deck. So maybe we take the Gideon. No, I think I'm still just going to go with a one drop. Having a low curve is so good. Again, I think it'll both wheel, so I think it doesn't matter. But I do want the Kithian more, and I'm more confident that I want Kithian more than I am that Gideon is more likely to wheel. Or less likely to wheel. Plus, I mean, it also just might be more likely to wheel. I don't really know. So we'll take the Kithian. Okay, here we have Council Judgment, Tithe Taker, Tundra, Lotus Petal, Hangerback Walker, and Mishra's Factory. I think it's Mishra's Factory here. We're going to have plenty of playables. I'm not worried about that at all. And this is a pretty meaningful upgrade to our deck. We'll go with this, and then we'll... These might both come around. If only one comes around, I would probably prefer the Council Judgment, but we'll see. Okay. Ooh, wait. Stoneforge versus Port. That's really tough because they would both be so good. Stoneforge should come around. Yeah, I think I'm actually taking the Port here. I'm not confident in this pick because I do think if I could only pick one from this pack, Stoneforge would be better. But I would take the land over pretty much any spell here because, like I said, we're going to have so many playables, and Port's a really, really great land. Jeez, what is... Yeah, we'll go with the Port and really, really hope that the Stoneforge comes around. Ooh, wouldn't mind a Dismember, but definitely taking Wasteland here and wheeling the Benevolent Bodyguard. Our mana is starting to look a lot better than it was. Okay, now I can take a Mox Diamond. That's another good pickup. It's sort of weird that there's only one white card in this pack. I don't love that, but pretty happy to get the Mox Diamond. Ooh. I think I'm just going to take the Spectral Procession here. It is more likely to wheel. I guess actually, how could it not wheel, right? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 2 cards are coming around. But the thing is, I don't even really need the Unexpectedly Absent. We already have Oblivion Ring, Skyclave Apparition, and Swords. Yeah, I think I'm just going to take this because I really, really want this. This card is absolutely phenomenal for us. Oh, wow. And McKeevian followed up with Honor of the Pure. Restoration Angel is good, but Honor of the Pure is super good in this deck. When we already have, like, Brimaz, Spectral Procession, and, like, a really low curve. Okay, Amirio's Call is a meaningful upgrade. Pretty much no cost to playing, and it can mitigate Extreme Flood sometimes. There's a Batterskull, but I think I'm still taking the Gideon. Yes, if Stoneforge wheels, Batterskull can be nice to get, but honestly, even with Stoneforge Mystic, there's a lot of times where you'd rather get other equipment, and we might not wheel the Stoneforge, and Gideon is very, very good. Okay, someone took Tithe Taker somehow, but we do get the Council Judgment, which I'm pretty happy about. At this point, Oblivion Ring is probably not making the cut. Nice. Stoneforge did come around, so even without the Batterskull, this will probably be good. If we have only the GT, I'll probably start with it in the board and then bring it in some matchups. And then if we get one more sword or one more thing, then it'll be great. Or Skull Clamp. I play Skull Clamp in this deck. Okay. Pretty happy to wield the Benevolent Bodyguard. It's not great, but it is a one drop, and you really want one drops in this deck. I don't think any of these are playable. There's no real chance that we splash. I guess I'll take this. Okay, Unexpectedly Absent came around. That's sort of nice. Our creature count is a bit low, but also a lot of our other spells make creatures. Thalia is sort of funnily weak for us, but we'll still take it for sure. All right, easy library here. Feldar Retreat and Revelark are both not great, and library is excellent, so not particularly close. Karn is okay. I would want that in some matchups. The best card is probably Thoughtseize, but certainly taking library here. Okay, this pack has Probe versus Eidolon versus Ravages of War. Is there any incentive for playing Probe? I mean, the information is good, but we don't have anything that would like prowess or anything like that. Nothing that cares about cards in graveyard. So it does just make our deck smaller, but that's not that worthwhile. I think I'd rather just take the Ravages here. Because this might actually not wheel. This is a card that's playable in some decks that are only splashing white. Okay, here I think we take the Seasoned Hallowblade. It's not flashy, but it's good. It's hard to kill, so we'll go with that. All right, Lyra versus Condemn. I think I like Condemn a bit more since we are looking like we're gonna have a very low curve, and Lyra's also probably slightly more likely to wheel. Ooh, hate seeing that late of a Teferi that I'm not taking, but I think that is the case here. Oust is fine, and then Vrinwing. Yeah, it's got to be the Vrinwing here. We will go with that. Now we can take Hero of Bladehold. I don't like having many fours, but with no other fours really, then that's a good pickup. Right now, Stoneforge Mystic is not making the cut, I believe. Yeah, looks like it will not be. We could take, I guess, Monastery Mentor, although we're not playing it. Okay, I like getting a late Leonin Relic Order. That's a meaningful upgrade to our deck. So, right now, if the draft ended, we play 11 basics, which would be 16 lands, plus Amiria's Call. Revelark versus Karn. That's a very late remand, but not doing that here. I think I'm going to go with the Karn because it's cheaper, although it's very, very close. Yeah, I guess I'll take the Karn. Now we take a Curve Filling 2-drop, which is fine. Late Snapcaster too, man. Blue's looking more open than I would have expected here, given that we have not taken a single blue card, other than this one Geist. So, yeah, right now we could just play 10 basics, and I think I would feel comfortable with that. So, no, actually, we probably should cut the Eidolon for one more planes. Yeah, I think that's how we're running it right now. Or maybe we even just cut the Ravage. No, Ravages of War is good with this low of a curve. Vanishing Light, okay. It'll be really nice to be able to bring in the Oblivion Ring and the Vanishing Light in some matchups. Although I do think in the main deck, we're fine on removal. We have a decent amount already. And we can take Lyra as a good upgrade to the sideboard. Nice. Oust is a great late pickup. I almost want to main deck that too, although just because it's so cheap. But I guess we already have GT to deal with creatures, and I don't want to go overboard on anti-creature stuff. All right, let's throw in 11 lands and see how this looks. No mountains. Sorry, Figure of Destiny. So if we run it like this, it is 17 cards that can be mana sources. I think I'm comfortable with that. I mean, I would definitely not play 17 lands normally, but Amiria's Call and Mox Diamond are both not really lands, and then we also have like some utility lands, so I think that seems pretty good. We do have a very low curve, but we also definitely do want to get up to 3 mana by turn 2 or 3, so we will run it like this, and we have a great sideboard. 2 1-mana removal spells to deal with creatures, 2 3-mana removal spells to deal with combo stuff, and then Relic for graveyard decks, and Karn for grindy decks, so I think this deck is good. It's not the best mono white deck I've ever drafted, but it's pretty good, especially considering it's lacking power. So we'll see how it goes. I'll see you in round 1. All right, here we are for round 1 against Scourge 42. We are on the play, and we have a good hand. We can curve out a little bit. We have a fancy land. Against some decks, we can just go Ravages of War on turn 4 and win immediately. So I like this setup. Alright, Plains and Giver of Runes. Not as good as Plains and Mother of Runes, but I'll still take it. And now next turn, we'll probably just drop the Honor of the Pure. It's not the ideal turn to play because you really want to have more creatures on board when you play this, but it's still good for the curve, and we want to be advancing our board in some way. Forest. Okay, I'm not really happy to see that. And Unexpected Absence was also a pretty weak draw. But we'll see what happens. We drop the Honor of the Pure and hit for 2. Now we really would like to draw land here. Ouch. Wow, that's pretty ironic. Yeah, we got really punished there for library. If this was a Plains, we would be in a much better position. So we attack for 4. Golgari Signet. Fine with me. Geez, they have a lot of mana over there. Don't really know what they're ramping into. If we draw Plains, we can Flicker Wisp the Everflowing Chalice. Okay, nice. So we will go with that. Armageddon definitely does not look very good against all this artifact mana. So we may be cutting that post board. Take 2. So they only have 4 mana right now, and they did miss a land drop last turn. Hydroid Crisis for 2. Okay, that's not very scary. So, a few different options here. We could go Swords, the Hydroid Crisis, play Benevolent Bodyguard, Animate Factory, and attack for 8. Alternatively, we could just animate the factory, hit for 6, leaving back the Giver, and then use Giver to protect whatever they block. And then use Unexpectedly Absent to put one of their artifacts on top of their deck. I think I like the first line a little bit more. We'll go with this. We still have another removal spell in hand, so I'm not worried about the fact that we no longer have our swords. And this deals more damage this turn and lets us keep our more flexible spell. Now, I really don't think they'll have a board sweeper, so they would need something that puts a lot of power on the board across a lot of bodies. Called out the Forge Master. Okay, so we can just play Unexpectedly Absent on that and win. All right, sweet. Very, very smooth start. So it's like a weird blue-green artifact ramp deck. Okay. With all their mana, and especially on the draw, we definitely don't want the Ravages of War. We could bring in just like a random creature or an Alist or an Oblivion Ring. I actually think Oblivion Ring looks pretty good here. If they're playing stuff like Cold Out the Forge Master, they might have Blightsteel Colossus. I do think GTA is good, even though it's not great against the cards we've seen. Do we want to bring in another one of these cards? We could cut Honor of the Pure. Yeah, I think this actually is worth it to make this exchange. We'll see. I could imagine regretting that for sure, but I think they have some draws where they ramp into like one huge threat that we can't really beat unless we have one of our answers, and having that extra answer would help there. Ooh. Do we keep a one-lander on the draw? We're definitely going to just top deck Mox Diamond. I think I'm going to keep it. It's not great, but if we can get to 3 mana, it becomes amazing, and we have multiple cheap spells that we can cast. Wasteland. Okay, do we want to just immediately Swords that? I don't think so. I think I'm going to play the figure. Having drawn a land, We can try and kill that with a GT. Well, I don't like that they have a 4-drop here. Oof. Okay, that is pretty much impossible for us to beat on turn 1 or on turn 2. So we go planes and just drop the GT. So they could just put a counter on the walking ballista. Okay, Tinker I'm happy to see since we have Council Judgment to deal with that. Yeah, Blightsteel, not a problem. Okay, so we're just going to go for the mana efficient play and play the Council Judgment here. We could get greedy and try and yeah, no, there's definitely just got to be right. So take out your Blightsteel and pass back. Now if we draw a white source, we can play Brumaz plus Swords. Oh man, do they have more action? They can play a 5-drop here. Simic Signet, that's not too bad. Okay, sure, we can beat that. I would like to draw a land. Oblivion Ring. I guess we just cast that then for mana efficiency again. And we can take the Walking Ballista. So if they do have like upheaval or something like that, then we don't get punished. Tolarian Academy. Oh man, what do they have? 7 mana? Stop having top end pieces. Is Hydroid Crisis? That would be the worst case scenario by a lot. Okay, Stone Coil Serpent I can definitely deal with. And we draw our land now, so we go land, sword to take this out, and then play Brumaz. And now they're top decking, and we can kill their Elvish Mystic and their Tolarian Academy. They drew land. Okay, yeah, I think we got this now. I'm just going to go with this here rather than play out other things. Kill your Tolarian Academy and attack for 4. Next turn, we'll go for the Skyclave Apparition to cut them off of even more mana. All right, sweet. Very, very smooth start. We are 1-0. I will see you in round 2. All right, here we are for round 2 against Twins. We are on the draw, unfortunately, but our hand is great. Turn 1, Adonto Vanguard. I mean, I guess it's a little bit heavy on mana, but it's fast, which is the most important thing. Man, another green deck. I don't love that. Do we want to play Vanguard or double 1-drop? Double 1-drop is probably a bit better here. It just hits harder. So we'll go with that. And now next turn we can go Adonto Vanguard plus level up the figure or use the port. They play 1 Power Stone. Well, not going to be porting if they just go 1 Power Stone. So I'll conceal the information that we have the port and play planes. Level this up. Hit for 4. And then next one we're set up to hit for 11. No, 9. Which is pretty sweet. If we were on the play here, this would be absolutely phenomenal. On the draw, it's still good, but it's significantly less impressive, especially since they had a really good draw as well. What is this? Please don't be Walking Ballista. Green Suns for 5. Okay. That could get like Biogenic Ooze, Acidic Slime, Whisperwood Elemental. Okay, Whisperwood's probably one of the scarier ones they could have gotten, honestly. So we untap. Drawing land there was a disaster. We will attack with everything. We can give all of these things, or we can give these two both indestructible and make this one a 4/4. So they actually can't kill any of our creatures. So I will give this indestructible, and we don't need to pay life over there. Oh wait, yeah, okay, good block by the opponent because we have to use our mana there and we can't save our Figure of Destiny. But I still think it's worth it to flip the Kithian. Although we're in bad shape, we're quite behind here. Turn 3 Whisperwood when you're on the play is not good for us. Now we can. I think I'm just gonna give this indestructible and untap it. Play this and pass. I'm sorry if my housemates are being pretty loud. I hope that's not being picked up too much. So we untap Honor of the Pure. Not really going to do much for us. We can animate the Gideon and attack. I guess we go for it. It's not looking good. I mean, if they have literally no other spells for the rest of the game, we can maybe win. But I don't think we can beat basically anything here. So we animate, attack with everything. Pay for life. And then we'll just tap a blue source in their upkeep. I don't think it'll matter, but it could. We are losing our Gideon here, but I think it's worth it to push through that damage. Since we can't just like sit back and let them make 2/2s. That's certainly not going to be a winning proposition for us. If we draw 2 more lands, we can hardcast a Mirror's Call and make 10 power in the air. Oh, they didn't attack our Gideon. Okay, that I like to see. So we will animate this. And attack with everything. Or do we leave? No, I guess I'll leave Ekid onto Vanguard, actually. Because that means we can keep our Gideon around. So they jump block, sure. We play plains and pass. And then one more land, and we can. I think this these flyers will be a big problem for them. Lots of mana elves for them. No other play. Okay, well if we draw land. Alright, sure. Could they they had Craterhoof mana last turn? Yeah, I have no idea what they could be holding. They didn't play land. Yeah, I guess I'll just jam this. They could have double blue cards, I guess, that the Rashad and Port has been holding them off of. I'll attack with this. It's indestructible, so they probably have to chump block with the manifest. Ancestral Vision, sure. And then I will make their Whisperwood attack the Gideon so we can hopefully eat it with one of our angels. They might just play opposition here. All right, wow. I thought we were in really bad shape there, but Amir's Call single-handedly won us that game. So they're playing blue-green. One of the worst matchups for this sort of deck because cards like Whisperwood are so good against us. We could bring in Oust, which is good against their mana elves, and then potentially bring in these cards. What do we not want? I think again on the draw we don't want the Ravages. The Flyers are good. Donda Vanguard, it seems fine. I think I'm actually going to cut the Benevolent Bodyguard. They don't have a lot of removal spells that this will be good against. And it won't be able to attack very often because the ground will be clogged up. And we could even cut a land on the draw. But I think I want to run it back like this, so we'll do that. Well, we have a lot of lands in this hand, but I think it's still keepable. Council Judgment and the Skyclave Apparition are great in this matchup, and we have a 1-drop. Oust. Ooh, that was a beautiful draw. I think we just want to oust this immediately. Slow them down. No play. That's great for us. Although drawing planes was not great for us. So now we drop the figure and pass. I'm going to not level it up now because this might make them play around Mana Tithe, although it's unlikely. They just drew their Elvish Mystic again, or their Llanowar Elves. Like okay, if that's their play, that's great. We can play Skyclave Apparition. Oh, okay. Well, come on, deck. We're not playing that many lands in here. You got an Elf, and we hit them for 2. Okay, Dryad isn't that scary, although I guess it is a 2/4. They didn't play an extra land. I don't think I want to attack with, like, I don't want to use the Council's Judgment on that, so I'm just going to attack with this, and they'll take it, and then we can either level it up or play the Hollow Blade. I think I'm just going to, it's less mana efficient, but I think I'd still rather get the Hollow Blade down. Channel? Ooh. Well, Channel Emrakul would just kill us, but a lot of things they can channel into we can stop with the Council's Judgment. I mean, I guess like Channel Ugin would basically kill us too. Sunder and Titan would basically kill them. Mirror Battlesphere would be sort of close. 5 mana, interesting. Dragon Lord Atarka. Okay, yeah, I mean that basically kills us. I'll discard this Plains here. We really don't need this many lands. But this is pretty bad. They're gonna take out our other 2 creatures. We can kill the 8/8, but that's gonna be a big issue. It's also weird that they're playing red in the first place. I don't think I want to trade off Seasoned Hellblade for any of the cards in our hand, or yeah. So we're just gonna go Council Judgment, take out their Dragon Lord Atarka. Then we'll play the Giver and pass turn. They only have 4 mana. Okay, well, 5 now, and 2 cards in hand. So if they play Whisperwood here, then we die. But if they don't have many more follow-ups, we could still get this. Well, that's really, really bad. Man, I thought we were doing very well this game, but then we just started flooding a little bit too much. That's super bad. Still not quite in concede territory, but we're right up against it. Whoa. Okay. That is very strange. So I'll animate. Yeah, that. If they actually just let us, they must have a trick. I'm gonna go for the block here because it gives us a way to actually win the game. But if they actually just trade off this for like one of our things, that's very, very good for us. So block like this. And I'm gonna protect the Seasoned Hellblade here. Protection from green. Wow, that is amazing. Okay, we have a chance now again. I was like so close to actually conceding, and now because of their misplay, we're in okay shape. We can't really attack here. I'm just gonna play the Wasteland. They can. Oh, do we test them? We could. So if we Wasteland this, they can animate it in response and then save it. So I'm not gonna go for that here. They might not know about that play based on that attack. I don't think they know about that play, but there's just no need to do it now. Or I mean, I guess it could help us if they have like a 6-drop and they don't know about it. But I'm gonna wait for them to tap their mana. Okay, sure. I guess I'll cast that. And Honor of the Pure would be so good here. That 2/4 is really causing us some problems. Next turn, we can start attacking with our 2/3/1s, and they can only block one pretty effectively, and then we can give them both indestructible. If they have a 7-drop, I don't think we can beat that. Oh, well. We have a chance of beating that if they're really unlucky. Stone Coil Serpent is a 3/3. That's one of the least scary things they could have gotten. We're one top deck GT away from just winning the game pretty much. So untap, draw 3 Bin Inspector, which is a solid draw. Actually, a very good draw. Honor of the Pure. That was a great draw. So now we play that. And now we have pretty good attacks. We can send on. I guess if we attack with this, they can trade off with it because we can no longer. Oh, no. We have the Giver of Runes. So, yeah, attack like this. All right. Sure. I'll give this protection from colorless. And I will now Wasteland their Lumbering Falls while we have the chance. And pass turn. Derogatory Speaker. Okay, that's not too threatening. Although, I mean, they have a lot of mana, so they could. Their top decks are terrifying. But they do have one card that's not a land. I don't really know what it could be. Maybe it's like an Ulamog or something. Leonin Relic Warder. That's a great draw. We can take out the Stone Coil Serpent and then have a really good attack. So do we want to attack with the Giver of Runes as well? I don't think so. I think it's better just to attack with these 3. Interesting. Well, they're bouncing around these blocks, and all the blocks they've presented so far are pretty bad. Yeah, this is a really, really bad block because it doesn't kill our guy, and now they lose their one thing that was a good blocker. Yeah, they should just block the 2/4 on our 2/3 and then chump this. This just doesn't accomplish anything. So we give this protection from green. So they accidentally clicked through to their combat. So they can't play Craterhoof now. Their Craterhoof wouldn't be lethal either way. I don't think there's anything they could really have here. Other than like weird Metamorphose into Board Sweeper things. Oh! Oh, yeah, that's the thing they could have. That sucks. So can we beat an Ugin here? It's not impossible, but they only have to -2. Jeez. Yeah, that actually probably is game. I guess we could draw. No, Mishra's Factory is gone. Like Brimaz, they would have to minus at least. Selfless Spirit, that doesn't accomplish anything to play because they'll just plus. Really good to know about this Ugin. That card is very hard for us to beat. Makes me sort of want to bring in Armageddon again. Geez, they have Oblivion Stone and Ugin, so they have a lot of ways to blow up all our stuff. Well, Brimaz was a solid draw. We can play that, and then they have to minus the Ugin if they want to get rid of it. Whoa, they're hitting our face? Mer Battlesphere. Okay, that I think should clean it up. We don't have any ways to like tap all their team or anything. And, oh, well, that can deal with the Ugin, but then they just use the Oblivion Stone to get it back. I guess our out is to go. Yeah, it's not technically over. We can go Oblivion Ring, steal your Ugin. And then Selfless Spirit. Pass. Now, if they crack the Oblivion Stone, we can at least keep our Brimhouse around as an indestructible creature. They have to kill off all of their own things. And then we can potentially... And, well, then I guess they just minus the Ugin, though, to kill the Brimhouse. And then we're still in it if we can top deck a few, like, 3 drops in a row. Oh, what? That must have just been a... Well, maybe that's their play. I mean, now we're going to get in a hit with Selfless Spirit and put them to 2, most likely. And if we can draw an answer with the Oblivion Stone, then we are in really good shape. Flicker Wisp. So we can flicker to take out... What does this Flicker Wisp do? If we flicker the Oblivion Stone, that doesn't do anything. If we flicker our own creature, that doesn't do anything. If we flicker the Oblivion Ring, we could Oblivion Ring the Oblivion Stone. But then they still just get Ugin, and that seems worse. So we hit for 2. And then, if they play optimally, I don't think we can win, but they've made a few mistakes so far, so we need to sort of bank on another one. We play Flicker Wisp. Flicker, nothing. I mean, I guess just one of their mirror. And then, if they pop the Oblivion Stone, we can sack the Selfless Spirit to save our Flicker Wisp, and then we just need to hope that they don't -3 the Ugin, which they almost definitely will. If they didn't have both of these, that would be so much better, but the combination makes it really tough for us. And my housemates are being quite loud, so I'm sorry if that's a little distracting. Yeah, I don't think there's any value in hitting anything other than a mirror, so we'll just do that. But it'd be weird if AT&T saw that to me and was like, you know what? And she just comes out like a bikini next time. So they have to crack this main phase. Alright, I'll just block here. Alright, do they crack the Oblivion Stone main phase? They need to do it right now. Hangerback Walker for 1. Okay, yeah, that works. And then they crack their O-Stone for 5 mana. Get the Ugin, -3 to kill our stuff. Man, we got him down to 2. So close, but I don't think we'll be able to push across the finish line. Alright, yep, they got us. So really, really tight game 2. But if we were on the play that game, GTA would have been so good earlier. If we were on the play that game, we would have won very easily. This is a tough matchup. Oblivion Stone and Ugin are both quite good against us, but I think the way around that is just to be all-out speed and just try and win before they can get up to that. So I'm going to bring the Ravages and cut... Do we just cut the Oblivion Ring? Yeah, I'm going to cut the Oblivion Ring, actually. Which is going to be fast. Not worry about that. We are on the play. Oh, can we keep a one-lander? I think I am going to keep it, but I'm not happy about it. If we draw one more land, we can flip Legion's Landing very quickly, which would be great. And in terms of what to lead on, it doesn't really matter. So I guess I'll just lead on this to get the extra life gain. We're definitely not cracking a clue next turn, and we're going to be attacking almost definitely. Land. Dang it. Okay, that's bad. We attack for 1. Now we will play, I think, Figure of Destiny, because this one can attack into a 2/2. Missing a land drop there obviously hurts, though. Dryad, okay. If we draw a few lines in a row, we can still win this. Oh my gosh, Mox Diamond. Get out of here. So we just play Giver and pass. Well, all they're doing is putting a bunch of lands into play. So if we can somehow get to Ravagers of War, we can just win. But the problem is we are still on 1 land, and they have 6 lands in play. And we draw yet another brick. Well, we just absolutely can't win unless we flip. Okay, actually, no, this is fine. This is what we do. We attack with everything, flip the Legion's Landing, and then before they can declare this as a blocker, we put it on top of their deck with Unexpectedly Absent. So then we actually get through with everything. We get to get an extra land, and then they're even going to shuffle away the Dryad, which is actually good for them. Don't think Dryad would be a good draw for them here, but it does mean we don't have to deal with this big 4 toughness booty over there. So they're going to go up to 8 mana here. They could just play the Ugin, and I would scoop to that. But if they somehow don't have the Ugin, I mean, even if they have just the Oblivion Stone wouldn't be that scary. I think one of their cards is still one of these lands. Oh no. If they're tapping this much mana, I don't think we can beat that. Okay, yeah, there's the Ugin. All right. All right, here we are for the finals against Mr. Shalimar 225. We are on the play, which is great, and hopefully we can not get mana screwed this time. And this hand's good. We don't have a 1-drop, which is unfortunate. And I think, therefore, this wouldn't be keepable on the draw, but Howlblade into Vryn Wingmare is pretty good in a lot of matchups, and Apparition is just a great card. Playing against someone who knows the channel, that's always fun. We will see it on Amiri's call. They did mulligan to 5, which makes Skyclave Apparition better. That makes removal spells in general better, although our deck doesn't punish mulligans as well as some do. Another green deck? I don't mind playing against 3 green decks, but it's just annoying from a opponent diversity perspective. I would love to be able to test out this deck against a few different archetypes. Thraben Inspector a little bit late to the party, but we'll just lead on the Hallowblade here. Hallowed Fountain. Not what I was expecting to see there, so playing against some Bent action, that's pretty sweet. Don't play Oko. Okay, Devoted Druid's fine. We can kill that with the Skyclave Apparition. Alright, we will attack here. There is pretty much no world where they block, but if they do, we'll just discard one of these planes probably to give this indestructible. Whoa! That's a questionable play. I'll take it. Ravages or Plains? I think Plains. Yeah, I'll go with that. Ravages does cost 5 with a Vryn Wingmare, but that's still fine. So they lose their elf, and then we can play the Apparition to take out their Devoted Druid, and they'll be down to 2 mana with still only 3 cards in hand. Knight of Autumn. All right, that's a pretty good card. We'll see if they should put counters on this rather than gain life. Okay, good play by the opponent. Now we can attack with the Skyclave Apparition. Draw planes. Okay, so land and then attack here. Actually, should have attacked first, although I think, yeah, I didn't think they were going to block. Now I can play the Vryn Wingmare and the Thraben Inspector. And if we draw a land, we could just play or Ravagers of War, and that may seal the deal. But even if we don't draw a land, we're still attacking for a lot of damage. Beast within the Skyclave Apparition. Okay. That's not too bad. I mean, they get a 2/2, we get a 3/3. Yeah, I don't think that was the best use of Beast within there, but they yeah, I think we're in pretty good shape here. Their life total was high, but of course they did also mulligan to 5 and we're on the play. So we should win this game. But we are doing our end of the bargain right now, it looks like. I think we just attack with we attack with everything rather other than the Thraben Inspector. Okay, do we discard our port here? I think I'm gonna crack the clue and see what we draw. Okay, well, that makes it easy. Discard this Mox Diamond. Now these trades happen, they take 2. We play the port and tap down their blue source. And then next turn we can play Ravages of War, and that should end the game. Playing Ravages of War when you're ahead on board is so devastating. So they do waste land our port. Okay, well, we drew the land that we needed, so I'll just jam this then. If they play Mana Tithe, they play Mana Tithe. We're still hitting them for a lot of damage. So we hit them for 6. All right, there's the game. So up a game in the finals. They're playing, looks like base green-white with a small blue splash. Could be a rough matchup if they draw well and don't mulligan 5 here. So I think since they know about it and we're on the draw, we will cut the Ravages here and bring in Oust to deal with our Mana Elves. And then do we want to bring in these guys again as well? I kind of think I do want to do that. Yeah, I'll cut the Bodyguard for one of these again. And then I'll just run it back like this. I don't think we need to bring in the Oblivion Ring. 1 is fine. Man, Mox Diamond has really been bad here. If this was a land, this hand would be great. I still think it's good enough to keep because we have 3 1-drops, or 2 1-drops and a flexible removal spell. But Mox Diamond has really been bad. If we draw a land, we can just go double 1-drop on turn 1, I guess, which is pretty good. Lotus Petal, interesting. Turn 1 Devoted Druid, okay. Well, that's bad. That's definitely bad. I feel like every time I draw Mox Diamond, it's bad, but I still think it's good. I don't know if I'm just being stupid or if I'm playing the wrong decks or if it's just variance, but it's been very, very rare that I've drawn this card and it's been good. Boros Signet, okay. Are they missing a land as well? They are. Plains, okay. So we can go Plains, attack for 3. Oh, wait. This is dirty. We can put this on top of their library with Council Judgment, and they cannot replay it because Boros Signet, they can't make a green into colorless mana. That's really sweet. So we'll attack here. And then mess up their mana. There's even a chance they're supposed to kill this in response. They can put two -1/1 counters on it, but they don't do that. Okay. So they draw the Devoted Druid, which they cannot cast. Wow. I guess that was enough. All right. So this was our deck. It was pretty sweet. We didn't get the trophy, unfortunately. Had to settle for the 2-1, but we did go 2-0 in both of the rounds we won, and lost 1-2 in the one we lost. So 5-2 is the best possible record you can have without getting a trophy, and we managed to achieve that dubious feat. The deck was great. It had a really good low curve, lots of good cheap interaction. I wish we could have had a better Stoneforge package with one more equipment, but that's fine. Our lands were good. We never got to play a library game, unfortunately, but that's fine. We did play against three green decks, which is a little bit annoying just because, it'd be fun to test it out against the blue deck or, the mirror or mono red or whatever. Or, our sweet sideboard relic tech. But it was still a fun, interesting draft, some cool games, and I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.